future. And today, we're unpacking exactly how to make sure you are the one holding that power. It's so easy to just completely demonize debt, right? But here's the honest truth. Credit cards aren't evil, but using them the wrong way can, and for sure will, quietly destroy your financial future. I mean, they're literally just inanimate objects. The real danger here? It's the psychological creep of bad spending habits. It doesn't happen overnight with loud alarms blaring. No, it happens softly, swipe by swipe, until your whole financial foundation just starts to crumble. And the wild thing is, millions of people fall into this exact debt trap every single year. You get that quick rush of purchasing power, but man, it fades fast. And what's it replaced by? These invisible chains of unpaid bills. It's a really drastic, jarring shift from feeling totally financially free to suddenly realizing you're completely bound by what you owe. It's a massive, widespread behavioral problem. So how does it happen? Well, it all starts with this incredibly simple psychological trick. Swipe today, pay later. It is the absolute ultimate promise of instant gratification. You're separating the joy of acquiring that shiny new item immediately from the friction of actually having to part with your hard-earned cash. It sounds so easy at first, but that delayed pain, that is exactly where the trap begins to spring shut. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the core mechanism that makes this whole trap work, and that's interest. That delayed payment we just talked about, it isn't just frozen in time. It is actively growing. This is the compounding reality that completely trips people up. Every unpaid balance gets heavier, multiplying, and basically feeding off your delayed decisions. Before you know it, a simple everyday purchase morphs into a long-term financial burden. And this brilliantly illustrates the real damage. Because when you let interest compound like that, you are essentially paying for yesterday's shopping with tomorrow's paycheck. Think about that for a second. You are reaching right into your own future, dragging unearned income backward just to pay for past decisions. And what does that leave your present self with? Absolutely nothing. It's a relentless cycle that literally steals your future earning potential. But listen, we don't have to be victims to this cycle. Not at all. It just requires a fundamental mindset shift. We have got to stop viewing that card as free money and start treating it as what it really is, a financial tool. Look, just like a power saw, it requires respect and structural knowledge to use safely. When you finally change your perception of it, you take your power right back. So the crucial point is, to wield this tool safely, you need to establish some really strict rules of engagement. First up, pay the full balance every single month. That neutralizes the interest completely. Boom, gone. Second, avoid unnecessary purchases just because you have the credit limit. And third, never ever spend more than you can actually afford. These 3 steps basically act as an impenetrable shield for your finances. They isolate all the benefits of using a card while completely neutralizing the danger. Which brings us to this ultimate realization. Credit cards don't make people poor. Bad habits do. I know, it is so easy to blame the banks or the system or whatever else. But a piece of plastic just sitting in a drawer doesn't do anything on its own. It's the habit of swiping without a plan, spending blindly, that ultimately creates that financial stress. To rewire those bad habits, we need to implement a strict action plan. Control your spending with real intention. Pay on time every single time to dodge those nasty penalties and that devastating interest we talked about. And finally, transition from paying interest to actually earning it by letting your money work for you. That's the goal. You want to be building up a compounding asset, not a growing pile of bills. Let's move to and see how this builds. This single mindset shift dictates the trajectory of your entire financial life. Right now, you are either trapped with money working against you, just buried under chains and stress, or you're in the driver's seat with your money working for you, confidently directing your wealth upward. I promise you, when you put away the card and actually watch your savings fill up, that financial stress just melts away. Which leaves us with one vital question to ponder. Will you control your spending? Or will your spending control you? The trap is definitely out there, waiting. But the tool to avoid it, it's right in your hands. Put up your shield, pay in full, and start making your money work for your future, not your past. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.